Welcome to the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous stand.
Yes, good evening and welcome back to the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous stand. Whatever you're doing right now, stop, press the like button, make a little comment as well and share the stream if you're enjoying it, which you will because we've just won for the first time in 2020. And if you haven't already, do subscribe. I've got all the three main heads of the channel with me now. I've got Doyle, aka Doyle, Freestyle DM. We've got Darren all the way from Dublin and Welford from Liverpool. Yes, lads, 3-1 the Redmen. Get in there.
Yes.
Come on.
Huge win.
Get in there. Huge win. I said, me, Doyle and James all said in Kop to bottom the other day, a win here changes everything. And it has. We're back in the mix of things now. We've got a new format to the show. So if you are watching tonight, we're not just going to ramble on in random directions, even though that was fun. We are actually going to have a bit more of a format tonight. So the order is Doyle, Welford, and then Darren. And then if you're obviously enjoying the show, please do let us know in the comments. And if you definitely want something to be read out tonight as we bask in the glory of another win against Tottenham, that's 9-16. No wins for them since October 25th, 17. Thank you. Then do let us know in the super chats and we will definitely read them out. But we've got a format tonight. So lads, I want to ask you, Doyle, first. What is your headline of this evening? What is it?
Of the evening was that the fact that we scored 4 goals.
No, I want the exact headline that you would write in the newspaper. What is it, bro?
4 goals, spectacular comeback from the Redmen. Will they win the league?
There you go. Welford, what's your headline of the night as we win another game away at Tottenham? That's 4 in a row against Spurs at their new stadium.
Liverpool got the mojo back. Keep it plain and simple. Everything in there is what you
Liverpool
need.
got the mojo back. There you go. And I know this one. I know this is perfect for our man down here. He's made out of titles and headlines. Yeah. He spits them out when he washes his teeth at night. What is your headline, Darren Whelan?
Short and sweet, Alex, tonight. Bobby dazzled and Liverpool had the swagger. Absolutely.
Yeah. Love that,
well, and the front three, Super Sadio, Bobby dazzled, majestic Mo. What can I say?
Yeah,
unbelievable.
Yeah. Listen, we will get into all the first half and second half action, but this is the new format. Let us know in the comments if you're liking it today. Let's get into the lineup reaction. So big shock, Doyle, when we see no Fabinho. There was a few journalists that tweeted as the team bus was pulling in that they didn't see Fabinho come in. So the rumours circulated. Henderson with Matip at centre-back, which meant that Milner came in, which was a bit of a shock. But then the 3 up front. What was your lineup reaction?
I panicked a little bit, I'm not going to lie. As soon as you see Fab out of there, you're like, oh, what's happened to him? Has he got COVID? We didn't know what happened at first. I think that was my initial reaction, was just
a muscle injury, apparently.
Yeah, so I'm happy that it's just that, and it's not like a 6-month thing or something mad. Yeah. I'm just happy that it was a little thing. I did panic, but lad, turned out to be boss for us. I reckon because we had a weak defence, we literally just went, just go for it. Just go and attack. Just go and play footy now, because that's all we can do. We're not going to defend very well. So do you know what? Just kick the ball in that net as many times as you can, the boys. And we did, lad. 4 times. 4 of them, lad.
3 times, but, you know, one of them was disallowed. One of them. We will definitely get into that. We will get into that. Welford, your lineup reaction when it came out at 7 p.m.
Yeah, I agree with Doyle a bit. Obviously, on Twitter early on, Liverpool used Leighton Orient's ground thing to train in the morning early on, and there was pictures going around them all stood around the centre circle, and everyone was going, "Where's Fabinho?" There's no sign of him, and then there's like pictures of players in the back. Everyone was wondering, "Is that him?" And for me, that was a massive shock, knowing that Kane and Son are one of the best partnerships in the world, in my opinion, definitely up there. I thought, you know what, them two have been like this season, and I really was starting to panic a bit, knowing that Henderson is so good at the back, but he's even better in midfield. But for me, I just thought today could be the turning point, or it could be the falling point. And for me, it's blown us away. I think it's blown a lot of us away. And a lot of people who are interested in the Premier League, and they know that Liverpool might have a dip in form here and there, but we're always going to be challenging the title and always going to be on our best form against the top 6. So good.
Get in there. Great explanation there from Welford. Darren, your lineup reaction, I mean, to see Henderson at centre-back again is a downer, but it was good to see Matip start, I guess. We'll get on to him coming off. But what was your reaction to the 11?
Surprised, I suppose, that Fabinho was out. I believe Liverpool trained at 11 a.m. in Leighton Orient this morning. And obviously, like we just all, I seen the images circulating around on social media that Fabinho was on the bench on it. So we thought, right, maybe he's just having a rest and he's going to be real heavily relied upon tonight. Because as Welford just said there, echoing what he said, Kane and Son are two of the best around, a lethal strike force. And you know, going into this game, you need intensity, you need energy, focus, concentration. So to have Fab out going in, I'm not going to lie, I seen the lineup an hour beforehand. Usually disappointing, and not only disappointing to see Fab out, but Henderson, how influential he is, and how thick he makes us in midfield, to be dropping in again at centre back. Geez, why don't we not just get a centre back here? We're crying out for it. I just hope not having a centre back brought in early in January doesn't come back to haunt us tonight. Then obviously they scored the early goal, which probably should have stood by the way and was ruled out by VAR. And look, I mean, like us all, it was a little bit, I suppose, apprehensive, nervous, excited about the lineup. Excited that obviously Thiago's in, and we started with the front three because there was even talk and doubt that the front three might not all start together because they haven't been themselves. But tonight, as I said, Super Stadio, Bobby Dazzled, majestic, momentous, magic, marvelous.
Yeah, we go. Love that. A lot of alliteration. Right.
A lot of alliteration.
The actual thick action of the game. This is the new format. Like I've said, if you're just joining us now, from now on, we ask the lads in order their headline, their lineup reaction, and now we're going to get into the first half talking points. So, I mean, listen, sloppiest goal you'll ever see at the end of the first half. And do you know what? I actually think Firmino has scored 3 goals away at Tottenham now in a row from a combined distance of 6 yards, because the goal in the sunshine, I think that was the last one at Wembley. Yeah, it was the one at Wembley. He scored on the line last year. He scored that left-footed one, and then again tonight, all very close in the 6-yard box. I mean, Doyle, that goal ended an 8-hour drought. Unbelievable. I mean, listen, Mane did miss a sitter right at the start, but he obviously redeemed himself later. But sum up the first half, and to get a goal at the end of it that wasn't ruled out, get in there.
I mean, I did panic when they scored the first goal, I'm not going to lie, especially how easy he finished it. It seemed like he just literally passed it into the goal, lad. I was like, so I was made up to see that get ruled out. After that, lad, we just played no fear footy, lad. We definitely conceded some of the chances where they had, where they were through on goal, but we're going to get that every game regardless. So I love the fact that we just literally said, just get up on the top of the pitch and just press them. I loved having Thiago a little bit higher. I'm not going to lie. Really loved it. In that first half, It really showed, didn't it? His high pressing was just boss, lad. A little bit wary of him getting yellows, but the first half, lad, to end it with a goal like that as well. It's like an Liverpool goal. That was like a goal from last season. Boss ball over the top. Pinpoint ball through the ball across the box for Bobby, and he just taps it in, lad. What more?
Taps it in.
That's... Mwah!
Going at half time, 1-0 up, Welford. I mean, obviously Matip comes off. Kane, for them, really didn't really move in the last 15 minutes. His ankle, both of them during the game, looks like they went. I mean, to go in at half time, 1-0 up, such a big boost, Welford.
Yeah, definitely. And right on the off time, as we all know, it's a great time to score because it changes things in the dressing room. So, you know what, we know what Jose Mourinho's like, but I feel like for me, Doyle hit a lot of points on the head there. I've been saying 2 things the past couple of weeks. This game has been so important because it's either a make or break. And for me, I think Thiago, I don't know if you've seen, but after Bayern, he was so attacking. He was getting goals, assists every game. And for me, he's great in that pivot role. But I feel like for me, you need him up a bit. I know maybe if he's a bit more attacking, he can't get on the ball as much. But for me, I just think he's one of the best players I think I've ever witnessed on the ball, passing it. So like for me, in the attacking role, and you can just find that like little pass that maybe not Henderson or Wijnaldum, but yeah, going in 1-0 second half, like, it's such a big place to go and try and win. And the form we've been on as well, not scoring in 8 hours, as you said, Alex, it was a massive boost. And yeah, as Joe said, they were great goals, like a last year goal where the front three all linking up. But yeah, that first half, the last 35 minutes was solid. And as you mentioned, Kane was just having none of it. And I think we could all kind of guess he wasn't going to return out in the second half. But the first half was really
definitely knew that. Darren, I mean, they obviously had one disallowed, just about offside. That's happened to us before. Our goal stood. Brilliant play from Mane out left, even though he did miss that sitter. I mean, I would ask you the same question. Great going in at half time, 1-0 up.
Perfect timing from one of the ultimate perfect players for us in the last couple of seasons. Hasn't been himself, obviously. probably a lot of last season and this season, but one thing you get with him is that work rate, and I mean, he just never gives up. He smiles, he's going around. I was on here a couple of times and people were saying, what's he strung out on this Dublin fella on this channel? Positivity. I mean, because I was being positive about it all. But I mean, there's 19 games to go. We are 6 points behind. And you know what, lads, without getting off, like, Firmino took the goal, great, but without getting off the point about what you've asked Alice about Bobby scoring, I mean, it was, again, what made today unbelievable was United lost last night. The elephant fell off the tree. We come in today. We were all buzzing for it, but we are saying we won't give them too much stick or say much because we have a huge game tonight. But tonight was a huge statement. It was great to see Bobby dazzling, get that goal right before half time. Just right at the goal line, he's not going to miss them. And yeah, it just changed the whole mood in the dressing room. And you see Jurgen with the hands in the air looking up. First goal of 21, the Premier League. It meant so much, lads. Psychologically, that was huge. And it's a huge statement win. And for Bobby to get that goal and get us off the mark, just delighted for him. Buzzing. Samba style, Bobby goal.
Just before we get on to the second half, lads, obviously Matip went off injured at half time. Nat Phillips came on. Welford kind of knew that at half time that was going to happen. We're just seeing on Twitter now from Dave O. Kop. He said, Klopp has said it looks like Matip's injury is serious. Would you react to that, Doyle?
Lad, he's made out of prawn crackers. Simple as that. I think he's a great footballer, but he literally made out of prawn crackers.
He had a great first half, I thought.
The tackle,
he did. Every time he plays football, lad, he has a great game. There's no doubt about his ability. He's fantastic, lad. He's just broken. Like I said, lad, prawn crackers. That's what he's now called, lad. Prawn crackers, bro.
Struggling a little bit with Doyle's connection there. We're just going to take him out so his stream can load a little bit back up.
Yeah.
But Darren and Welford, what's your reaction to that? I mean, listen, we're going to get some more clarification on it when it comes through. I think Doyle's still speaking, There he is. He's back. The connection gone there. But yeah, just talking to Welford and Darren about their reaction to this. So obviously, we're going to get some more feedback on it, some reaction to what exactly has happened. But people are now tweeting already, centre backs, please, at John W. Henry, Welford.
Yeah.
3 days to go till that window closes.
I know, it's proper weird that obviously Doyle said Matip, I really like him. He's a great centre-half. He's been in the game for so long now. And every time he plays, he had a great game. And the first half, he was very good. That Son tackle early on was really, really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's probably weird that we know he's been out for the past couple of weeks and that. But honest to God, you think he's the most injury-prone player in the world, and he can't play 3 games in a bounce. Never mind two. Like that is.
Can't play 2 halves in a bounce.
He can't.
No.
Like, do you understand how ridiculous that is? He's played 45 minutes, not gone into one bad tackle. He's done. He didn't put a foot wrong. He didn't put a foot into a tackle. That is literally ridiculous. That I don't get what is up with him, but he'll be retiring soon. Jesus Christ!
Yeah,
it's weird. It's proper. Like it's just a bit.
Roy Richards.
It's just proper.
Coming in there saying Doyle's internet is made out of prawn crackers.
Powered off prawn crackers, lad. That's how I power it, lad.
He's better internet than Nicky does, Roy, than Doyle.
Yeah, that's true. Matip made of glass, says David. Darren, on this one, I'll ask you. Another reason why FSG cheapos need to buy Klopp a centre back. I mean, with Klopp coming out now and saying that it looks serious, does that not send another rocket over to America or wherever John W. Henry is to say, we have 2 days to sort this out. Please, look, we're dropping like flies.
Yes, I can tell everybody now at about 11 p.m. tonight, they all should go out to that garden because there will be a rocket flight from here to Boston to Fenway Sports Group. Absolutely. And everybody shook her out. I believe it's going on Sky News. Now, all jokes aside, absolutely it does. And I mean, it's devastating for Joe Matip because he, as Welford there said, echoing again what he said, when he comes into a game, he could be out for 6 months. When he comes in, it's like he's never injured, doesn't put a foot wrong. Yeah. His reading, his awareness to the game is so good. His tackling superb. And he's a bit like Cam, as you like Virgil van Dijk. He's very cool as a cucumber. He's just has it all, do you know what I mean, as a centre-back. Devastating if he's out because he's our only first choice centre-back now that we have at the club.
Yeah.
Young Nat and Reece we seeing are just too inexperienced, not really up for it yet. Heavily relied upon, too overly relied upon. Fabinho goes from midfield, and Hendo, who we badly need in midfield, by the way, into centre back is not the answer. So we could at this stage do with 2 centre backs, but to get one would be obviously better than none at the moment. But I don't know what's happening, Alex. I wouldn't believe everything Klopp says either, and we know that about not signing a centre back. I think come Sunday we will have one in now. Absolutely. I mean, someone with experience, just stop the bleeding there.
So you're sure, are you there, Darren, that someone's going to come in there?
I think so. I would imagine so. Yeah, I can't see now with Matip about that they're not going to go for anybody. I really don't. They might even have to be fleeced in this window. I'm not sure whether they will go in and pay money for someone. There is a couple of centre backs knocking about with experience on loans that they might go for, and it's just ultimately paying their wages. But I think so, Alex. I'd be absolutely very, very surprised if they didn't yet at this stage. I believe it'll happen.
Yeah. Also, just understanding now, Firmino has moved up to in the top 20 now of the all-time goal scorers in Liverpool's history. So that's a good stat. But a not good stat is that it leaves us with 0 fit centre backs now. I mean, you just can't make this up, can you? It's simply unbelievable. Let's get back into the second half then. Enough about the injury. I mean, very soon on, Salah, I think Højbjerg scores on 48 minutes. An absolute screamer, to be honest. I mean, they're the type of goals, though, that I score pretty much very consistently when we film Kop Bins. True?
Well, sometimes, like yeah.
Sometimes. At least 3 every
with
trip
my
out.
guidance.
Oh,
yeah.
do you know what?
Just pass it in, lad. Hey, just pass it in, Gilly.
Yeah. But listen, great finish, and then all of a sudden the breakaway happens, and Salah scores an absolute belter, Darren.
Yeah,
which you think makes it 3-1. I'm running around like a celebrating, and then I come back and I go, what?
Heavy.
Yeah. All of a sudden, apparently there's a handball. My question for you, Darren: does Eric Dyer handball that before Firmino?
Yeah, it was crystal clear. We seen that, and that's initially what made Bobby's hand hit off it because of the way it deflects up. It's crazy. Again, another outrageous decision. I mean, I go back, and I'm not just being biased giving it for Liverpool. I think Son's goal in the first 3 or 4 minutes should have stood too. What was he, like a slave offside? I mean, if his arms were probably the size of mine, the jersey would stick to him more. Do you know what I mean? But crazy. But I mean,
all right, mate.
We'll clip this out. But
all right.
But it's just, again, it's crazy. Like, I mean, the referee was it John Moss went and looks at it again. It's just unbelievable. I mean, I don't know. We're watching games of football now and we're forgetting the rules, and it's like it's being made up as it goes along, and it's just madness to see. And we've had so many bad decisions go against us this season. Forget about the injuries, which has been cruelly devastating. But the VAR decisions have been shocking, and then they're going over looking at it. Then I believe there's someone out near Heathrow Airport who's never played football, looking at it in 100 different angles and still can't get it right. I mean, it's just, I keep going on and on about it, and I had someone saying to me recently, a friend saying, well, who kind of half supports football, doesn't make the decisions, are most of the outcomes right? And I says, well, a lot of them do be, but there's so many big, huge decisions at huge, big times of the game. Like when you go back to Brighton, 90th minute, Robbo hits Welbeck. I mean, it's all in the context of play. How can you, and even at the stage of the game, just give a penalty for something that's really, like, it's just the wrong decision. It's madness, lads, and I keep going on about it. We might now end up getting the other side, the flip side of VAR this season, where we'll get a bit of luck, and hopefully we do it for this second period of the season. But regardless if we do, I'll still bang the drum about it. It's ruining the game. It's not being used for the right reasons, and that's me rant about it. I'm just disappointed about it, and
passionate,
it was stupid.
Passionate. Here on the Kop TV, passionate as anything. I've got a question for Doyle that's coming from Roy Richards. Question for Doyle: if we do get some pocket money for centre back, who'd we buy, and what did you have for tea? After that, I'm coming to Welford to talk about the handball. But yeah, let's go back to Doyle.
Right,
really
so
important stuff.
We've got that Militao. What's his name? Militao. Yeah, I think that we should just get him. It's a 6 month. It's literally the perfect plug right now. We don't have to get fleeced for him. We can just get him on a loan for 6 months and then think about who we're actually going to buy in the summer and get someone solid like, what's his name? Upamecano. It's someone like that. You know what I mean? Also, Roy, mate, for dinner I had proper English dinner today. I had a steak pie. I had mash and I had broccoli with a little bit of gravy, lad, and red wine in that. You know what I mean?
Oh, heavy! Go on, the Doyle. Love that. Welford, what was that a handball from Dyer beforehand? Which actually would have meant, would it not, that it would be our advantage straight after his handball? Surely.
Yeah, obviously, yeah. When Villa played City the other week, obviously that stupid offside goal that stood, and then I think like the other day, maybe yesterday, a new rule got added in. I think definitely they need to be looking at that because I feel like for me, if it's a tackle, so pretend Dyer goes in and tackles Firmino and he doesn't win the ball, but Salah's running through, will he play advantage? Yeah. And also, obviously, West Ham away a couple of months ago, Watkins was offside by like an inch or so. And it was because Ogbonna was grabbing hold of him and he's tugging him everywhere. And as he's trying to get off him, he pulls his arm up and that's why he's offside. I think it's a similar case with that one. Firmino's getting dragged everywhere. He can't keep his hands down his side. If he's getting dragged, he needs to go like that to get him off him.
Yeah.
And he does well,
Spot on.
touches it down, he's on. But then I just feel like for me, you need to be looking at rules like that because if that's a tackle, other than like if that's it, dies on, it's our free kick and we play. And you know what I mean? I just feel like you just need to be looking into some certain little rules like they did with the Villa one where they just have to add some things into it. But I feel like for me, obviously it was on ball by Firmino, and that's not the worst one I've seen. But I feel like for me, if that's like a tackle, it's a different story. It's just the fact that you can't stop it in like real time, obviously because of the hand. But yeah, it was a bit of a strange decision. I think for me, it should have stood because of Dyer hits it first and he's tugging Firmino, but we won anyway. So I'm not bothered.
Love that. Back to Darren now. We're going to move on to, Thiago went up for a header. I think he clashed into Rodon and Ndombele, I think it was. Goes off, comes on with the Sammy Hupia, the Terry Butcher, the Paul Lynch, whatever you want, the Martin Skirtle, the Joe Allen. He did it once, a bit like a right turn. Collecting his chickens or whatever he does. But talk to me about. I thought there was quite a big lump that started swelling straight away. I was like, that looks a bit heavy, Darren. Yeah, the blood was there. Comes back on and straight away puts the pre-assist in for the third goal for Mane. Darren, brilliant kind of 5-minute period there for Liverpool to react from conceding a goal to then going up the other end and scoring one after just having one disallowed.
Yeah, that topped her off, didn't it? Third one. Good intensity, good play, good energy. And I thought all round tonight after Son got that disallowed goal, that's when we really came into it. It was like we turned up tonight, the chest out, we're champions, we're boss, we're going to get another one over Spurs, which I was on here a while ago saying Spurs will always let you down. And I wasn't saying that in a way of being bad at Spurs, you know what I mean? But they do. That just decided that they could win 10, 20 games and then, Liverpool would roll up and beat them. And it just is. I'm not being critical. Maybe I am being, but I'm not having a go at them. It's just one of those... But they turned up tonight, chest out. We're champions. We had a goal. We're going to boss this. We're going to keep the ball. We're going to create chances, and we're going to get a couple against you tonight. And you know what? Our front, one, if not two. Well, I know Doyle is saying 3 of our front 3 scored tonight. Well, technically only 2 did. Got us back going again, and we got our first goals of 2021. It's halfway through the season now. We're set now on course, lads, for a really good end to the season because as well. We've only Premier League and Champions League now. We've the cream of the crop now that we're only competing with. We've no kind of domestic Mickey Mouse Cups in the way now where we lose focus, energy. We've more recovery. Just what Jurgen wanted, just what the doctor ordered. We get a centre back. Bish, bash, bosh.
Listen, just some news coming in on Matip's injury. Apparently, Klopp has said Joel had a problem with his ankle. There was no chance to play on. If Liverpool paid Joel Matip on a per play basis, this guy wouldn't be able to afford a pint. He wouldn't be able to afford a pint. Honestly, he'd be asking you for your last fiver. But Doyle, brilliant to see Mane scoring again. Listen, he slams it in straight past Lloris. Maybe the keeper should have done better, but a good finish. And he's back amongst the goals now.
Yeah, not only that, lad, he seemed like he was quite fluent as well. He was taking men on. He was getting balls into the box. He was doing he was doing that run. What he does when he gets the ball on the edge of the box and he comes out so he can hit it to curl it. Yeah. You've seen him do it so many times, lad, and he's really good at it as well. So today it was just nice to see him. I panicked again at the start when he flapped the chance. I think everybody did because that was such a good chance. If I'm honest though, I think it's 2 minutes into a game, you don't expect a chance like that, lad. No one really does, So when it does come to you like that, you're like, whoa, what the fuck? Yeah. That's usually what happens, lad. So I think today was just brilliant to see Mane back and score that goal. And it was nice to actually see him score his goal with his left foot, that he missed the shot with his left foot. You feel me? Felt good, that.
Yeah. Felt good. Some more news coming in on Matip's injury. Jurgen Klopp confirms that he has sustained an ankle ligament damage
He's going to
injury.
be out for the full season, isn't he?
Yeah.
He won't be back.
Yeah,
That's heavy.
That's a sore one. I mean, I've done that
it's rough.
and haven't played for 4 months maybe. So listen, I'm not saying he's going to be out for 4 months, but surely now, if now not more than ever, in the next 2 days, for goodness sake, we
Please.
need to buy a centre back, and I want to keep it on a positive vibe because it's a huge win for us tonight. But if it won't mean anything if we don't sort this big problem out.
Can't be
It
another
also
phantom.
won't mean anything if we don't do well in the next game.
Yeah.
And if that's down to a centre back, then Christ, I'm going to go mental. Zach Baird says James Milner incredible. Absolutely, we're still going to move on though towards the end of the game where. I mean, Bale came on, Lamella was on, Harry Rinks was on as well. They tried to throw everything at it, and they had to. They were the home team, Darren. I mean, you can't really expect them just to lie down and not press for the last 15. So even though we were, 3-1 up, it was still a nervy last 15.
It was, yeah, Alex, it was. You're thinking if they get a goal back in it, and the way we've been lately, I mean, you wouldn't have ruled them out getting a third. But look, I mean, you were always going to get that with Spurs. I thought overall we bossed the game, but we are away to Spurs. You're winning particularly. You want, as the home team, like if there was fans there tonight, they'd want to see Spurs, although they're losing, but there's not long left in the game, to be the team attacking at the end of it. You know what I mean? And it's like us when we've often played at home, which is very rare that we lose or drop points at home. But if we are drawing the game or we're losing the game at home, you want to see, particularly the last 10 or 15 minutes, that we're on the high foot and we're having a go at teams. You know what I mean? And we're the ones attacking. And that's been the creative one, because I mean, once we got that third, we didn't want to be doing that in stupid, although it would have been great to get more goals, but we also had to, I suppose, reality check that we've had 3 now we don't want to lose it from here. It's happened a couple of times this season where we went 1-2 goals up and we've dropped points, so let's just see it out, basically. You know what I mean? And it was great to have the likes of Milner on the pitch and that are really good at doing that. And by the way, it was his 550th Premier League appearance. That's unbelievable. Brilliant.
That is unbelievable. Yeah, brilliant stuff. Some more quotes on Matip coming in. On whether the club have to now move for a centre-back, Jurgen Klopp said, "You can imagine that we think about everything the whole time. It's about doing the right thing. I'm not picky, but we need to find the right player." That's what he said. The other news is that they are worried about the severity of this ankle injury. They're talking about how now, we might not see Matip, and now obviously Firmino is injured tonight as well. So it really does make it 10 times more important than ever. But let's have a quick word on Nat Phillips. I mean, comes on at half-time, really impressive, to be honest with you. Gets a yellow card, which was a bit unfortunate. I thought he was going to be on tight ropes for the rest of the game, but dealt with it well. Brilliant in the air and strong. I mean, I know Kane went off, but he did well to contain Sonny, Doyle.
Yeah, he was boss, lad. As soon as he come on, do you know what thing summed it up for me? You see the challenge that he did in the box where he just jumped for it and he headed it. Yeah, that was boss, that lad. He's not a good footballer, lad, but he wants that ball. He really, really wants. He
wants to head it at all costs,
and he's strong, and that's what we need, lad. Someone that's just going to be strong and reliable right now. I feel like he has the experience to be. How to explain this? To compose himself. He's not going to be like Reece Williams, who's panicking about certain situations in the game. He's quite certain that he can.
It's like he's desperate to show you what he can do. Not in the way that he's going to spray a 70-yard pass, but he's desperate to win that first header to get his confidence.
Dignity, lad. It's almost like respect me because I will play well for you and I'll pay me out. Yeah,
go on, well.
On the past couple of weeks, I've slagged them off big time, and I've always said that to Reece Williams and all that. But tonight, I'll take it back. And when it came on, and I messaged you, Alex, at night half time, saying I think he's coming on, and I was a bit sat there thinking, oh God, if Kane's all right, you could be a bench player. But he did absolutely brilliant and very harsh to get that yellow card in there. I say that's just a joke, that Atkinson. But yeah, for me, yellow card early on coming on. Some of the tackles he made, and in the last couple of minutes, end on belly went past him, sticks his leg out, interception, and as you mentioned, Doyle, it's a bit shaky on the ball and that, and we don't really want them playing out from the back, especially a couple of times when Alisson had given away. But yeah, totally take back what I've been saying over the past couple of weeks, and I feel like against strong, one of the best attackers in the world, it was absolutely class tonight, and did everything he did, and had a disadvantage with being booked so early on. But he was class today, and a lot of respect to him for coming on in such a big game as well.
Brinsley 400. That looks smart and strong. He looks solid. The future English Nesta. Huge guy. I mean, he's 20. He's 24 already. Nat Phillips. He was actually this summer apparently going to view colleges in America to play college football out there, soccer. So to go from that to now coming on a pitch with Thiago on is unbelievable, to be honest. Who would have thought it? What a year. Or the last 6 months even it's been for Nat Phillips. Incredible. Handled the booking really well. I mean, towards the end of the game, Darren, I mean, there was a few more chances. Maybe we could have got another one. But this is a huge statement win now. It puts us not back at the top. We have to take onus for because we've been awful. But at least now we've scored some goals. And we've now scored 5 in 2 games at big teams away from home. And we've got a W back on the record table.
Yeah, and it's crazy because to be in the position that we're in with 18 games to go after tonight, I just think is phenomenal. And I'll go as strong as that when you get VAR decisions that went against us the way they did. When you get the injuries that we got, I think we've had 22, 23 individual injuries this season, and probably 8 or 9 of them were long term. I mean, it's unbelievable. It shows the unity. And there's a lot of people talking about Klopp is rattled and different nonsense sort of stuff. Do you know what I mean? Madness. But I mean, he gave out without decisions. We've seen Solskjaer last night, United, the most informed team, doing great, punching above their weight, and he was still having to go about refereeing decisions. That's just part and parcel of it. It's like anybody's picking little holes out of Liverpool at the moment to just kind of have a go at us because they haven't been able to do it in the last 3 years. So, look, I'm not saying that we're going to win the league. I'm not saying that. As much as I'm strung out on the positivity at the moment, lads, and I'll have a mug of it after this, I'm not going to say we're going to win the league, but we put ourselves in a really good position to keep competing and stay strong. I think as the seasons went on, we've given ourselves a lot of work to do. When you look at the games where we've dropped points, Fulham away, Brighton away, Everton away, there was a lot of points lost in them in games where we should have done better, and we just probably didn't do enough overall. But I suppose bittersweet tonight, big win, huge statement, another win against Spurs, another win against top sides, 3 goals, 3 points. But Matip out injured is that bitter moment of it, unfortunately. But it's the strangest of seasons. Every game is strange. It's very, very hard to predict. I don't know whether it's a pandemic or what the fuck's going on, but it's just a strange season, and you just don't know what way it's going to go because City are very culpable of dropping points, and when the back's against the wall, when you're looking for the big players like De Bruyne and these other players, they do go hiding, and that's one thing I will be critical about. They've went hiding a lot in the past, but they're the informed team at the moment. They're definitely the team to catch.
Love that. Doyle, 3rd away win of the season, 1st win since Palace, 1st win of 2021. This is now a huge statement, but would you agree with this, that this result will mean absolutely nothing if we don't go and do the same at West Ham? Because that's been our thing this season. Huge wins and don't follow it up.
Look what we exactly done last time. We played Spurs, beat them in the game, and then went and battered Crystal Palace 7-0, and then we're crap for the next 2 months or something. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? So we can't let this be another phantom bounce back, lads. You know, we can't just be like, yes, we beat Spurs, who flap it all the time, and be like, now we're going to come back, because that's not the reality of it. With Matip going out now, I am terrified if we don't get a centre back. Like, I am. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
We need him. We haven't got Fab either. Is Fab going to be back for the next game?
No.
I don't know. He probably won't be, to be honest. I mean,
this is the thing. So what are we going to do? Who are we putting there?
Henderson and that.
I mean, people saying on Twitter, ankle ligaments, that's him out for the season. Then go all out for Militao or Konate. Bring the summer plans forward. I mean, unbelievable, really. Let's have a quick word about Trent, though, because he needed a big game tonight. He really did need a big game. And not only did he get one, he absolutely took it with aplomb, and he was brilliant tonight. I thought his crossing was a lot better. Obviously, scored as well, which was a huge help, just when we needed a goal as well, lads. We really needed that goal, and he came up with it, Welford. I mean, great finish. Bottom bins. Love it.
Yeah, Trent obviously been, as I'm going to say it, since City in like November, ever since he came back, he's not been the same. He's been really, really bad. He's probably one of the worst players in that starting 11 over the past couple of games, which is not what you want to see. But we all understand how young he's still very young, and he's obviously had a lot of experience for a young lad, and he's probably been one of our best creative players over the past 18, 20 months, I'd say. But for me, everything about Trent was back today, and something massively, his defending today was very, very good. Winning aerial duels, getting stuck in when he needs to, and then what he does best going forward, the ball for Mane's goal was ridiculous. That's Trent prime. That we know what he's like. He just loves whipping it in to get a foot on the end. Yeah, and the goal as well, like Leicester away last year on Boxing Day, slices across. It's just he deserves that Trent, and for me, one of the best players on that pitch today. Everything about his game, defensive, attacking, just knowing when to go forward, and just for me, he needed something like that to get him back right up around West Ham. He'd be one of the most confident players on that pitch. But yeah, great performance by Trent for me.
One of the new things we're going to do on the post-match reaction show is give you a player's stock who is rising and one who is falling. A bit like the Football Index. Hint to them. So if you can get the sponsor in, that would be great. But I'm going to ask you first, Darren. One's going up, one's going down. For me personally, uppers is Bobby, downers is Joel.
Yeah, you said it for me. You gave me the answer, Alex. Yeah. Spoiler alert. Yeah, definitely. Bobby, look, I mean, gets the goal tonight. Unbelievable performance as well, and that was the Bobby that we know. That's the Bobby that we speak highly of, and it's Senor, give the ball to Bobby and he will score. Tonight he done that and he couldn't have missed it, and you just love to see him even getting those little easy goals because he dazzles, doesn't he? He's Bobby Dazzler, and the pearly whites were on fleek tonight. But definitely Joel, it's backwards. I can't think of anybody else that was poor tonight. Joel, I thought, was immense until he goes off, but that's just devastating. And look, he seems like a real Scouse lad, doesn't he? He's going to be more affected by that than anybody. You know, you can see what it means to him playing. He even retired from Cameroon, wasn't it, to give more game time to Liverpool. So and delighted for Trent tonight. The Scouse Cafu, unbelievable. He stank the place out of late. Was really poor, but a player of his quality and a team of Liverpool's quality, lads. And just a quick point before we go: Liverpool's like a machine. When one bit of it is not quite there, it's not quite right, the whole thing is fucked. And that's of late what has happened to us. That's what's happened to us of late. Because, you know, we have world-class players. We have world-class players, but unfortunately, like City, we don't have those like-for-like players. We have a lot of exceptional players and really talented players that fit into the system, have that unity, have that drill, that drive. But when one little bit isn't working, we feel the effects of it. And that blip now, I think it's safe to say it's over, lads. We go hammer time on Sunday, get a centre-half in that night, and all's well, ends well.
Love that. Doyle, up and down. Who have you got?
Same, lad. Bobby's going up. Joel's going out. And it's not because Joel's not a good footballer, because he's a boss, lad. You're just broken, lad. Like I said, prawn cracker, lad. Yeah, so Bobby going up, lad. He's playing well as well.
Yeah, definitely agree. But I wouldn't say going down, Joel. Just say maybe taking a step back from football for, let's say, 8 months, because we know what he's like. He just, I just feel like for me, he's just like a broken record. You can put the pieces back together, but the glue isn't strong enough to keep him. It spins round and a piece falls off every single second, and then it's all gone. It's just, great footballer, but I feel for the lads. He's just,
Right, lads. One more question before we go tonight. We are trying to make the show about 40 minutes. So quick one then. Player ratings. I'm going to run through the players. You're going to shout a number at, and whatever is nearest to that number we'll go with. So Alisson tonight, all shout a number.
7.
8.
7.5 then. Trent.
9.
8.
9.
8.5. We'll go with Jordan Henderson.
8.
9.
8.
Boss.
8.5. We'll go with Matip for the first half.
8.
7.5, 8, yeah.
8.
Yes, 7.75 we'll go with. Obviously came off injured. Left back, Andy Robbo.
8.
7.5.
7.5, yeah.
7.75, that's the average. quick maths. And what else? In the midfield then, James Milner, 550th game.
8.5.
9.
Oh, we'll go for an 8.5
so.
then tonight for Jimmy.
Just
boy.
for 550 appearances, you have to give it to him.
That alone.
Exceptional.
Then we'll go for Ginny Wijnaldum.
9. Classing. He's
good.
Very good.
9. Genius from Genie, wasn't it tonight?
He just gets the ball and like there's players around him and he's just dragging him and he's just like flinging them off him and he just
he's so strong, man.
He's just he doesn't give up. He's always fighting full 95 minutes there. Doesn't stop. Always wants to go and press, and for me, fingers crossed, something in this world is going for us, and he doesn't put that pen to paper with Barca, because he's going to be a massive loss. He's going to be a massive hole in that midfield. Midfield feed today were class, I reckon.
And for Sunday, if we can get Doyle to put Gini's jersey back up, that'd be great as well.
Yes.
It's on there, lad. It's on there, bro. It's on there. It's just behind.
Oh, sorry, right. Just show the name, mate.
That's Matt's
shit,
lad.
I absolutely love some of the chats going on here. You've got someone that says Matip needs to retire, says David. But then you've got Paul and Roy having a chat here saying, top bloke you, Roy, always helping the community out. Roy then says, cheers, Paul. We'll meet up for a ciggy when I get out the jug. Should be out on bail in 3 months. So that's the kind of thing. Then you've got someone saying Ginny. So that's the kind of stuff you get when you come to the Kop TV. If you're enjoying it and you're not already subscribed, please subscribe now. Subscribe to Doyle. Subscribe to Welford. Subscribe to James Redmond. Darren is going to start his own channel. We're pressuring him to do it, and we'll put his one in there as well, because this is going to be pretty much the team that takes us forward for all post-match reactions. And
as the Irish say, I won't be here to take part, I'll be here to take over.
There you go. Well, we don't like colonialism and stuff like that, but no, absolutely, you're right. We'll carry on then. Thiago Alcantara,
80.5, solid.
10, lad. Every time he plays, 10.
10,
always.
Yeah,
9.
No.
9.
10,
lad.
Yeah. 9. Oh, we'll give him 9.
He needs to stay on his feet sometimes. He always loves to tackle.
Agreed.
Stand on
He
his feet.
does.
He'll be suspended next week, and we need him. Just stand on the people.
He needs to stop, giving away those fouls and also collecting them yellows. Who else in the midfield has done that? Bobby Firmino up top.
Boss.
9.
8.
9.5.
I think 9.
We'll go with a 9 then. Unbelievable from him tonight. Some really nice link-up play. Really impressed with that. Obviously, listen, scores a goal from less than a yard out. But when you haven't scored for 8 hours, they're the type of goals that you take. Trust me.
Goal, proper
Mo Salah.
80.5 for me. His passing gets better and better every game for me. I just feel like you always see Mo, and he's always hungry to score a goal. And like sometimes you see Mane getting a bit angry over the past couple of years, like Burnley away when Mane stormed off, wasn't happy. But Salah today, no one seems to tackle him, and he's so strong on the ball. You see people, they're just grabbing him, and he was class day. Salah, that's like 8.5.
I would have used crisp and sharp for Doyle's fade today, but with Salah as well, definitely. Brilliant. 9.
Yeah, no, Doyle with the fresh fade that he gets once every 4 days.
Nah, I done this myself, lad. I done this myself.
No. Don't lie. Sadio Mane scores a goal tonight for the first time.
9. Absolute 9.
Yeah, 9. Definitely.
8.75. That's what I'm giving. The subs that came on, Curtis Jones did well,
7.
Kept it nice and simple. He gets a 7. And Nat Phillips for me gets an 8.
Very good. Yeah.
8.25 we'll go for. Love that. And then also didn't do anything. But there you go. There's your player ratings as Liverpool win a Premier League football match. Can you believe that? Who would have thought it? It's unbelievable.
By the way, we're still up there.
Still in the top 4.
Yeah.
And listen, who knows if we can string together a few wins with United losing as well, by the way. We just got to catch City up, and who knows? We could still retain our Premier League title just yet. Don't you count us out at your peril. No. Darren Whelan, Doyle, aka Doyle Lad. We've got Welford there as well. Thank you very much, the firm. A huge win for Liverpool.
Pleasure.
If you have enjoyed this video, please remember, help us out. Give it to us. Show us some love. We need a like. We need a comment. We need subscriptions. We need the bell turned on.
Yeah.
So if you're not going to do all that, do one, to be honest. But yeah, big win for Liverpool. We will see you on Sunday. As we play West Ham away in the Premier League. Big game on Sunday. Are you 3 fellas up for a little match preview Saturday midday?
It's an early one.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're playing at 4 o'clock. Miracle.
Yeah. And you know what it will be?
Saturday midday match preview. You up for that?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And then Sunday will be fun day.
Sunday will be fun day, hopefully. Big West Ham in big form, though. Let's not forget that. But yes, please like, comment, subscribe, follow these guys. Big win for Liverpool. See you on Sunday. Take care.
Cheers, lads.